I'm not in the mood to read 1984 today. Chapter 5 is going to have to wait. It's a long chapter. I'll probably break it into two, and I hadn't figured out exactly where I wanted to break it, unlike 4 where I spontaneously broke it. But I'll figure that out this week and get that posted for you next Friday. But I wanted to show off a little bit today, show you what I've been doing with Word Horde since we started the company back in 2013. And the easiest way to do that is to show off what I call the brag shelf. Let me give it to you as a visual here. Wait. Oh. So we started with this title, Tales of Jack the Ripper. And I'm going to flip this around. And this top shelf here is my brag shelf. This is reasonably incomplete, but starts with a few journals that I had work appear in, my master's thesis, which became my novel, Chick Bassist, which you should totally read, and the first anthology I did in its various incarnations, as well as the second, through here. And then we get over here to the Word Horde shelf, and as you can see, it's filling up. There's but a skull's breadth to go. But yeah, so our first title is Tales of Jack the Ripper. This was in commemoration of the, let's turn this around, hey! Of the 125th anniversary of the Whitechapel killings, and features stories from all sorts of cool people. And oh hey, that's backward. Let's see if I can remember how to fix this. Can I fix this when I'm doing this? Nope, that just adds more light. Okay, so use your imagination. Tales of Jack the Ripper here. And this has all sorts of cool people in it. I'm just going to read a little bit about it to you. Stories by, well, two poems by Ann K. Schwader. And then stories by Alan M. Clark and Gary Braunbeck. As you probably know, I published Alan Clark's third Jack the Ripper victim novel, which is about the first one, last year. But Alan's a hell of a writer, and this story is quite good. Ramsey Campbell's Jack's Little Friend, Silvia Moreno Garcia's Abandon All Flesh, Joe Lansdale's God of the Razor. Got to hang out with Joe about a week ago. That was pretty cool. Innes Drake, The Butcher, the Baker, the Candlestick Maker. Walter Greatshell's Ripping, Something About Dr. Tumblety by Patrick Tumblety. T.E. Grau's The Truffle Pig. Orrin Gray's Ripperology. Ed Kurtz's Hell Broke Loose. Ed Morris's Where Have You Been All My Life? Joseph S. Pulver Sr.'s Juliet's New Toy. Villains by Necessity by Pete Rawlik. Stan Sargent's When the Means Just Defy the End. Mercedes Yardley's A Pretty for Polly. I really should try to get Mercedes into another anthology. Hey Mercedes, let's talk. Termination Dust by Larry Barron. E. Catherine Tobler's Once November. Also somebody I need to drop a line to. Hey. And it closes with it bookends with poems by Ann Schwader. And yeah, I really should have turned this around. Oh wait, does this do it? Oh hey, it does. Cool. So hey, now it's correctly oriented. There we go. They move these controls around on me. 1888. 125 years ago, a killer stalked the streets of London's Whitechapel district brutally, some would say ritualistically, murdering 5 women that we know of. Mary Ann Nichols, Annie Chapman, Elizabeth Stride, Catherine Eddowes, and Mary Jane Kelly. The story of Jack the Ripper captured lurid headlines in the public's imagination, and the first fictionalization of the Ripper killings, John Francis Brewer's The Curse upon Mitre Square, appeared in October of 1888, mere weeks after the discovery of Jack's first victim. Since then, Hundreds of stories have been written about Bloody Jack, his victims, and his legacy. Authors ranging from Marie Belloc Lowndes to Robert Bloch to Harlan Ellison to Roger Zelazny to Alan Moore have added their own tales to the Ripper myth. Now, as we arrive at the quasquicentennial of the murders, we bring you a few tales more. And then it goes on to tease you a little bit more about it. But again, just kind of showing off the brag shelf. So that was the first one we did the first year we were around, 2013. And second year, did 2 titles in 3 formats. One was J.M. McDermott's We Leave Together, which is a just wonderful fantasy novel. Completes a cycle that we had started, Joe, with me editing, at another publisher, and so it was great for me as an editor and publisher to be able to finish this one, finish the series, because it had been abandoned. Anyway, Joe's got a new one out that looks really good out from Tor, and I suggest you read more of his stuff. But yeah, the thing on this is, in a city where the rich stage decadent parties as the poor suffer in squalor, where assassins prowl and king's men keep order with truncheons and force, where gangs of children run like dogs and addicts die in the streets, a demonic strain has taken hold. The shape-shifting priestess and priest of Erin have come to Dog's Land, stalking a fugitive, half-breed Senta Rachel Nolander, and plot to burn her to cleanse the world of her demon-tainted blood. Led ever onward by Rachel's corrupted lover's crying skull, Erin's agents seek their hapless quarry, a frightened girl guided by one promise, one hope, one prayer: we leave together. And one more I'll show off today, but it's the twofer. And you see there are gaps back there as well that I'm skipping over. Those are arcs, and they're advanced copies that are sent to reviewers, and I like to save them, particularly when I do something unusual, like release an uncorrected and then a corrected arc. Skipping back. So Justin Steele. And I put together this tribute to Laird Barron. This is Dusty. I need to vacuum my books. This is The Children of Old Leech. And this ended up getting nominated for the Shirley Jackson Award, and did this in 2 formats, hardcover and paperback. So that was fun. And they look cool. And yeah, I've got a rock on my mantle recognizing this. And so that was the first 2 years of Word Horde. And thank you for tuning in. And maybe I'll show off more of the brag shelf next time.